coffee company that specializes in the roasting and grinding of luxury grade coffee. We roast coffee by hand in this manual tool called a menkashkash, as my wife will do for you today. Now we noticed that there were a lot of coffee shops, but you're not actually told about what grade the coffee is. So our unique selling point is that we manually hand roast coffee. The other unique selling point is that we use luxury grade 1 coffee. We're seeking investment today to actually open up a coffee roasting hub where people can come in and drink this specialized coffee. And also we'll make available for customers hand roasted coffee. I would like
record
to
it.
invite Dragons to
record
try
it,
our luxury grade 1 coffee.
Film it, Mom.
Roble Yasu wants to take hand-roasted luxury coffee to the high street.
Oh, thank you.
He's looking for £75,000 in exchange for 7.5% of his company, Bun Beans.
That's that Ethiopian coffee, of course.
Peter Jones's first slurp has hit the spot, and he's keen to find out more about the product.
Roble, I actually really do like the coffee.
Oh, thank you.
Is this your product that you've had made, or have
Made
you
with
bought
love.
this from somebody else, already packaged and put your label on?
No, we've roasted it. We've roasted it at home.
I've not drunk coffee quite as good as this before. Let's get into the detail of what you're trying to do. To get the sort of volume, what sort of price would one of these coffees be? It's obviously going to be premium, so what would you sell it in your coffee shop?
Our Blue Mountain pack, I think we would sell it for what we're selling on the website, which is £19.
So you're not going to sell me a coffee, you're going to sell me a pack of something?
It will actually be a coffee roastery, so we'll have shelves with packs. We're going to sell coffees in the usual way where you go in and buy a cup of coffee.
Yeah, so how much is that coffee? How much would that cost?
If they wanted a Blue Mountain latte, for that we've got to charge a premium. So £2.40 is the regular going price. I think we'd go in at around £2.75.
And how many people do you expect to buy a coffee?
I think 400 to 500 cups of coffee a day. And that's not unusual in the market. People sell more. I'm just accounting for the fact that we're going to be charging slightly more.
Well, coffee shops, it's a highly competitive industry. Every other day there's a new coffee brand retail outlet coming in. So I don't understand how you are going to stand out amongst all these other coffee shops.
Have they ever mentioned the grading to you?
Well, I didn't even know about the grading, right?
Okay, when coffee is harvested, they roast the coffee, grind it, and they do what's called a cupping exercise. Now, coffee usually is graded from 1 to 5.
So what grade coffee is out there when you talk about boutique coffee shops?
Okay, so the independent coffee shops that are springing up in this what's called the 5th wave of coffee are usually selling grade 3.
You're telling me there's no coffee shop in the UK that sells grade 1 coffee?
Not that I know of.
Are you sure?
Yes.
A positive start for Roble. It looks like the coffee roasting trailblazer has found a niche in a saturated sector. But Tuka Suleiman wants to know whether Roble's take-home beans offer value for money.
How many coffees you get out of 100 grams?
It depends how strong you want it. You could probably do 20 grams a cup.
Okay, this is £19.
Yeah.
So £19, I go home, I get 4 cups out of it. So a cup of coffee at home cost me £5.
Yeah.
Are you delusional?
Are you delusional? Not only am I going to do it, but a lot of people are doing it as well.
Okay, let's put that to one side. Let's just talk about your turnover, your gross profit, your net profit. So year 1.
Turned over £4,100, a gross profit of £2,500, and a net profit of about 180 quid. Second year, which we've just finished, slightly better, turned over a total of £11,200, and a net profit of £3,053.
So you've been going for 2 years. You've turned over £11,000. Is this a business that I'm going to invest £75,000 for 7.5%? Am I ever going to get my money back, and am I ever going to make a profit?
Should I tell you how we plan to do that?
Tell me how you plan to do that.
Okay. We are seeking investment to open up a coffee roastery. And we're going to do that somewhere in central London. We found a really suitable place. Now that's on the end of Oxford Street where it corners with Tottenham Court Road.
Whoa, sounds expensive already. So how much are you going to spend on capital expenditure? Coffee machine, tables, the whole thing?
I'm thinking no more than 10,000.
10,000?
Yeah.
Well, hold on. If you're going to be in a very, very busy area,
Yeah.
and you want to create a brand,
Yeah.
you're not going to do it for £10,000. Look, if you get the 75,000, what will the turnover be for the next 12 months?
I think we could turn over £1 million.
$1 million?
Shall I tell you why, Tuka? Because a coffee shop near me, they said we average there 600 cups of coffee.
He's
That's
ambitious,
we're
but
gonna
it's not
have
easy to
higher
do that
quality
though.
coffee.
It's not easy, like for
When
anything.
you talk about the real world, I don't believe at that end of Oxford Street that you're going to get a queue of people buying your coffee.
Why not?
When the summer
Expensive.
comes around.
He said £19 for the bag,
Yeah.
and people are not going to spend that much money on it.
A reality check from Tuka Suleiman, who finds it hard to swallow Rebel's ambitious sales projections. And now Deborah Meaden has an altogether different £1 million question.
Why is this business, in your wildest imagination, worth £1 million?
My roasting technique and what we've developed, you can't put a price on that. So you're not just investing in the coffee, you're investing in the person that's going to be steering the ship. And I think because of the roasting method, the authenticity, what we've accomplished so far.
Oh, all right. I'm going to hold you accountable to your words. What you've achieved so far, £11,000 turnover in its second year, is that worth £1 million?
Directly on what you're saying, no.
Right. Excellent. What was your next point?
The assets that the company has.
All right, break that down. You tell me what assets you've got that are worth £1 million.
A very unique roasting method in what has become quite a saturated market. We have a method that nobody can do. Nobody knows how to do. And I'm the only one in this country that's selling coffee commercially this way. And I just thought, if you were to come aboard, your money would be used to catapult this into something that...
Oh, right, great, fantastic. So now you're telling me that this business isn't worth £1 million, but it will be worth £1 million when I get involved. Why am I paying for that?
She was always a bit of a...
Rebel, valuations have to be based on something, and you have to be able to voice why you think your business is worth £1 million. You haven't been able to. That's not good for an investor. So I'm really sorry. I won't be investing. I'm out.
There's nothing here that's unique that nobody else can ever do.
The way we roasted coffee and the authenticity we bring.
Everyone talks about authenticity, but no one comes up with a valuation of this saying they're worth that much with no sales. That's not a business. So I'm going to say good luck, but I'm out.
Thank you.
Rebel, this doesn't make sense. You should have come in and said, I need £30,000 for 30% of my business. I've got this concept of roasting beans, and I really think I can get this revolution going, because I think there is a revolution in coffee still to have. Coffee was great, but what you've proposed is nuts.
Okay, that's fine.
So I'm out.
Which I don't know much. No.
Rebel,
Missing out.
you've got a vision. There's nothing wrong having a vision. My advice to you, carry on doing what you're doing. Don't give up.
Good.
However, you're not going to do it with my money. And I'm out.
Rebel's ambitious
Valid.
plans and valuation have left a bitter aftertaste for Tuka Suleiman. But Peter Jones is a big fan of the flavour. Will the strength of the product be enough to convince him?
I think that coffee is fantastic.
Thank you, Peter.
It does feel to me like you've given me a different coffee to the other dragons. It's made me a lot more mellow than them.
So,
If you can get something that is incredibly low cost, where somebody could go at this sort of size and come in and taste, not buy, but just taste, and you can create an experience out of a very small outlet, but make it very spin and sawdust, but it's 100% and really focus on that. I'm sure there's a price that people might pay for it.
So,
I'm very, very tempted because of the coffee. I think the coffee is fantastic.
Thank you.
It'll be intriguing to watch if this works. Something tells me that something's going to happen. But that's going to take a long time to create a commercial business, isn't it? Sadly, this could be one that I slightly regret.
But take the risk.
I'm not
Business
the
is
best
about.
amount.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rebel parts the den without investment, and it's back to the grindstone for his personal coffee revolution.
It was